Chapter 40. Dr. Ileana Martinez gently stroked the head of the little girl peering up at her with frightened eyes. It wasn't a practice of hers to touch patients in any form if it were not clinically necessary. But after the events of today, after the recent episodes of devastation and human destruction that the city of Philadelphia had experienced, she could not resist the impulse to comfort the child, to reassure her that she wasn't going to die. The little girl had escaped the tragedy with her life. Her body was completely intact. The child had suffered a severe asthma attack, but nothing more. The suspected internal injuries to the girl's lungs were a false alarm. The paramedics had gotten her to the ER in record time. The test had confirmed that the lungs in her chest were bruised. The child had been thrown around on the train, but it wasn't serious. The overwhelming clouds of dust and debris in the air were the cause of her attack. The pulmonary surgeon also realized that the child's mental state, her fear, had probably exacerbated wheezing and coughing. But after several breathing treatments and a dose of corticosteroids, Dr. Ileana Martinez's young patient was showing signs of improvement. She released the child's hand and spoke to the mother. "There is still a bit of tightness in Anna's chest. Her breath rates are improving. She isn't breathing so fast. Continue with the nebulizer at home. The scratchy, wheezy sound should go away in a few days. If not, take her to your primary doctor or take her to St. Gabriel's Hospital for Children." Thank you, Dr. Martinez. Thank you, said the young Honduran mother. "Estoy feliz. Muchas gracias." "De nada. You are welcome, Mrs. Valdez," said the lung specialist as she noted the other woman's hesitancy. "Is there something else you would like to discuss? ¿Tú tienes un otro problema?" "Dígame, por favor. Yo estoy aquí ayudarte," she said in a gentle voice. "I am here to serve you and your family." "Sí, doctora. Yo no tengo el seguro. I have no doctor, no insurance. We moved here from Honduras. I work in a restaurant. Little money," she confessed. "¿Tú tienes papeles? ¿Documentos está aquí en este país? Do you have a work visa?" she asked the woman, who shook her head sadly. "We leave our country. No food, no work." Dr. Ileana Martinez understood her dilemma immediately. The woman was afraid to seek out further medical assistance because she feared deportation. She was considered an illegal alien, an undocumented immigrant. The surgeon recognized the fear. She had seen it before in other patients, and she knew it was justified. Some of her comrades in the medical field had called ICE, the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency. Those doctors had reported treating illegal immigrants, intruding aliens from across the border. So, in fact, the thought of deportation was true and real. Dr. Ileana Martinez even knew of a few cases in which the immigrants had committed crimes and were arrested, taken into custody by a deportation officer, and eventually seen by an immigration judge. She understood the fear of a detention center and the cost of being released from police custody on an immigration bond. She knew that the amount of money required to obtain such freedom could be very high, yet the surgeon still tried. "Escúchame, Señora Valdez. Hay instituciones que va a ayudarte. This city has programs to help you and your daughter. They do not care if you have papers or no. Their job is to look after you and your health when you are ill. They want you to be a productive citizen that the country will respect and that you can contribute to the society, to your new home, she reassured the woman. ¿Tú tienes? Claro, pero no puedo. I understand, but no. I must not trust them. Will you trust me? The Latina asked, knowing she wouldn't change the mother's mind. She reached into the bottom pocket of her lab coat and pulled out a prescription pad. Dr. Ileana Martinez scribbled on it and tore off the top sheet. Here, this is my number. Use it if she has trouble bleeding. Or you have any questions. Call me immediately. Sí, doctora, I will. Verdaderamente, I mean it. Don't wait. Do you hear me? Completamente. Tú eres una doctora con un corazón grande. Lo hago con placer. It is an honor to be your doctor. Your daughter can get dressed now while I get the discharge papers for you to sign. I will get you additional inhalers and medicine. You can go home. You should be fine. And she should be fine, said Dr. Ileana Martinez as she left the examination room with an enormous smile on her face, which seemed to match the big heart she had just been told she possessed.